Teaching our kids to read has been one of my most favorite parts of homeschooling. So today I'm going to show you some of the things that we've used to help make reading fun and exciting for your little ones. The first thing I'll show you is the curriculum that we used. My mom recommended this to me and it was very simple, very easy, and all four of my kids used it. We all really enjoyed it. It kept phonics fun. The curriculum is by Modern Curriculum Press, and it is just phonics, and it goes by level A, B, C, and so on. This page says, say the name of each picture, print the letter for its ending sound, trace the whole word. So they gave you the first few letters of the word, you would put the ending sound, and then you would trace. So the kids got a lot of writing practice, a lot of phonics practice, and it only took 10, maybe 15 minutes a day to do these pages, and sometimes even less than that. So it was just very easy for them to do that. What I would have my kids do when I was teaching them to read was, as they progressed, I made them read the instructions to their schoolwork. So whether it was math, whether it was phonics, whether it was writing, we took every opportunity to sound things out and practice what we're learning. And I was amazed at how quickly the kids learned to read just by reading the instructions on their sheets. Now, obviously, the older they got, the more practice they got, the easier it was for them to do that. But if you can point out sight words like the, if you can find the 3-letter words and have them sound those out to begin with in your instructions, you will be amazed at how quickly they pick up the 4, the 5, the 6-letter words, and the difference that 1 year will make from the beginning of first grade to the end of first grade. It is amazing how quickly they have picked up reading. So the foundation of how I taught our kids to read was using the phonics curriculum. We would do that every day for school. But the fun part are the little games and activities that you can do to enhance those sheets along the way. I think I saw these on Pinterest somewhere, and all you do is they are word families. And so you would put the ending sound on one part of the egg and the beginning consonant on the other part of the egg. And all they do is they just twist the egg as they practice the sounds. So this one is an. So we've got C for can, twist it, fan, twist it, dan, twist it, man, twist it, tan, and so on. So I have the UG word family and the O word family, OW. So we've got mow, row, grow, low, and so on. Another fun one is these are just large note cards with pictures on them and then the word family ending. And they put clothespins in here. And so you could take the clothespin, which has a consonant on it, and then you would just clip it to the card that it goes to. So that was a B for bike, and I just clip it right on there. So you just lay those cards out, lay out the pins, and let the kids match the sounds to the word family. Really fun, hands-on, it makes it interesting. Another fun activity that my little ones would do, and even toddlers would enjoy this, were these leapfrog magnets, refrigerator magnets. When you would turn it on and press the music button, it would do an alphabet song. But what I loved about these was when you push them in there and push them in, it would say W. W says what? W says what? Every letter makes a sound. W says what? And it's just a fun little audio way for the kids to learn their phonics. So much of what we do in school is visual, and it can be a little more challenging sometimes to find things that are more for audio learners, and so I love this for that reason. It's tactile, they're using their hands, they're listening to the little chant that goes along for each letter, and they're learning their phonics sounds. So tons of fun. These refrigerator magnets. Another thing that we use for all 4 of our kids, which is superb, and I cannot recommend these highly enough, are Bob books. Bob books come in these little sets like this, and I think now that you can buy them hardbound, but these sets are full of these little books like this, and they are just these tiny, short little stories that are easy for your kids to read, and it is amazing. It is amazing when you are with your child and they read their first book for the first time, and how exciting that is for them and how accomplished they feel because they completed a whole book. But these go by reading level, and so let's see, this one just says for young readers. This is set 1, and so I mean, look at this. Set 1, book 1, and they increase in difficulty with each book. So book 2, book 3, all the way to book 8 or book 10. So the first page has 1 word. And you're talking word families here. Matt sat. Sam. Sam sat. So just to go through this whole book, and at the end of 8 or 10 pages, how it's so silly, but it's so fun, and they feel so good after they've read a whole Bob book. So these are a great way to get your tiniest, earliest readers reading and feeling accomplished and encouraged right away as they finish one of these little books. So pick up Bob books. There's multiple levels here. You can see I've got 4 different sets, but these are great. Another thing that you can do to teach your readers and keep it fun are folder games. And so my mom gave this to me. It's a kit, and you get a file folder and you cut some stuff out and glue it in. I chose to laminate this. So this was ship-shaped letters, and you do like a lot of matching here. There's another one in here that is I think a quilt, capital letter quilts. And so there's a pocket for the pieces on the outside, and you are again matching uppercase and lowercase letters. It's just a fun way for your kids to practice. It doesn't take very long for mom to sit down or dad to sit down and play with them. And again, it just makes learning fun and reinforces that. And I would say at this stage, when you've got kindergartners, first graders, second graders, and you're just getting started on school, sometimes their skills, learning certain skills, can be frustrating. And so you want to keep school as light and fun as you can. If your kids are in tears because writing is too hard, don't worry about writing. Writing will come. They will get it later. Just focus on learning the sounds. For my girls, writing came really easy, but for my son, reading came really easy and writing was a little more difficult. And so writing came later, but I didn't push that with him. We just worked on reading until those motor skills came along and it was a little bit easier to write. So try really hard to keep it fun, and then they will want to come back and they will want to learn and explore and grow, and maintaining a good attitude about school will be a lot easier. Something that can be really fun with your earliest readers that are just learning letters is to do a letter of the week, and to do a different activity every weekday, but to just center all the activities around one letter. So for example, if you're doing letter A on Monday, you could look for acorns outside and pick them up and write a letter A with the acorns. You could take some shaving cream on Tuesday and put it in a cooking sheet and just have them write with their finger letter A over and over in the shaving cream. You could take noodles on Wednesday and have them make an A with the noodles. You could, on Thursday, you could jump rope And every time they jump, say a different A word. A is for apple, A is for ape, A is for acrobat, A is for acorn. Then on Friday, you do something else. Maybe you make A's with Play-Doh. Roll out the Play-Doh into little snakes and curve it around and make Play-Doh. But the point is that you're just reinforcing. If you can get them to write, get them to write it. Write it with their fingers. Write it into sand. Write it into lots of things. Make glue A's and sprinkle something over it and shake it out. So have fun with it. Let them have fun with it. But reinforce. My son amazed me when he knew the entire alphabet before he was 3. And I had done no work with him really at all. It simply came from catching. And he was catching it from his older sisters, and he was catching it from the shows that he was watching on TV. He would watch PBS. And so there are so many cartoons on educational TV station, public television station that are teaching kids to read. There was Super Y and Word World and Word Girl and Sesame Street and on and on. And so he picked up his alphabet really fast. And then when he was 3, he learned all of the phonics sounds for the alphabet. And so I would encourage you to be mindful of what is it that your kids are watching and listening to, and seize those opportunities for them to watch educational shows that will reinforce the things that you want them to learn in school. Leapfrog videos, which are available on Netflix, and you can find them at retail stores, and you can borrow them from the library, are fantastic for teaching your kids phonics and word families and the alphabet. And they do start off at the earliest with just learning the alphabet, and they work their way up in difficulty and progression. But they were a fantastic tool for my kids to learn the phonics sounds. Again, my son picked up very quickly the phonics sounds from watching 1 or 2 Leapfrog videos in particular. And I'm watching my 4-year-old niece and my 2-year-old nephew pick up those same things now. So again, putting educational videos in front of your kids when they're watching TV or playing on the iPad, look for those educational apps. It all reinforces the things that you're trying to teach them. You can use Scrabble squares or these letter tiles that you can find in different teaching stores. I'll show you a few here, but they're basically the same thing as Scrabble squares. And lay them out and play a game with your kids, and maybe set up some word families. Set out IET and then find different consonants that will fit in front of those 2 letters to read a bunch of words. And you'll be amazed how quickly your kids will pick up those word families just by practicing little games like that. The other thing I would encourage you with is to read, and read some more to your children. If you have multiple kids, have your older kids read to the younger kids. Listen to audiobooks in the car when you travel. Take every opportunity for your kids to be read to and to listen to books. You can check out books on CD from the library, and they can listen to them in the car, they can listen to them at home. But what a great thing for your kids to hear words over and over again, for their vocabularies to grow, for them to grow in reading comprehension and understanding because of how much they've been read to. So never underestimate the value of reading to your kids. It's so important. And when siblings read to one another, it helps all of them. It helps the littles, it helps the older kids to grow in their inflection and dictation. So many good things come from that. So read. Well, those are my tips and tricks for teaching your kids how to read. I hope that you found some really helpful hints here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Doing Life Deliberately. We would love to have you join our community. And please, if you have other tips and tricks on how to teach little ones to read, please share them in the comments below. We would love to learn from you, and we hope that we can be a blessing to others as well. If you know someone who could benefit from today's video, please pass it along to them. We would love to have them join the Doing Life Deliberately community. Until next time, see you soon.